You know what? Today is a very special day today. It was 15 years ago that I got a major healing with my dad. And I just want to share with you what happened. Before I share the testimony, I was born, deformed legs. At 3 months old, I was put away at Gillette Children's Hospital at 3 months old. And my mom and dad could not touch me during those 17 months. And so there was no bonding between my mother and dad. I had more bonding with the nurses, but I didn't have any bonding with my dad. So growing up, the first 15 years, I was in and out of the hospital. But I became very rebellious, very angry, and very abandoned, rejection. I was just an angry kid because I didn't have a child life, but I was in so much pain emotionally because I didn't know how to play with children because I didn't play with children. But it was a really bad time. And then when I got more in teenage, I got into um, I saw that I was attracted to older men as like a father image, and I'm talking about homosexuality. And so when I was 17, 16, I was just totally rebellious, angry kid, and it was a really painful time. And then I turned 18. To make sure I ran away from home. I was just really, a lot of pain. But then 3 months after I got to Los Angeles, I lived in Hollywood, and I remember got invited to a Jews for Jesus service in Beverly Hills, California, Westwood, Beverly Hills area. And I went, it was March 2nd, 1979. And anyway, I got born again. I gave my life to Jesus. But that time, I was still in a lot of pain. For many, many years, I had a lot of rejection, a lot of abandonment issue. I was angry, but I knew I had Jesus in my life, but I was struggling with rejection. And uh, I, from 1979 to 2005, before I got my healing with my dad, I was struggling. I would be doing good for a year, maybe a year and a half, and then I got really rejected. So I would run to the bar thinking that if I went to the bar, I could feel that pain because I had so much pain. Or if I went home for the weekend and I had a big fight with my mom or my dad, I just always went home and I would go to the club just to talk to somebody because I was in so much pain. I didn't want to live a homosexual life after I gave my life to Jesus because to me the gay life was a lie. There was no peace, there was no joy, there was no commitment. It was an artificial life. But I struggled with a lot of rejection, a lot of pain. Well, in 2005, I was doing okay, but I wasn't doing okay, I guess. But what happened was I got a really heavy depression, and it was the beginning of June of 2005. And I remember calling my brother on Sunday night, and I said, "Do you think Dad could come to the cities? I need to talk to Dad." And I was crying. I was just weeping because I was just so much pain. And my brother said, "Well, just call Dad and see if he will come." So the next day I called Dad and I said, "Dad, I need you to come to the cities. I need to talk to you." And what happened was, he said, "Well, good, I come and I bring Mom along." I said, "No, no, I don't want Mom. I just want you to come." And I didn't know what God was going to do. But anyway, I so my dad came that Thursday. And I remember I lived at a place called Augustana, and there was a greenhouse. So I took my dad up to the greenhouse, and I said to Dad, I said, "Dad, I'm not here to blame you. I just want God to heal us." And for the next 2 hours, God literally healed my relation with my dad. And one thing that my dad said, he said, first he said, I'm sorry that I wasn't there for you. You were gone so much. You were in a hospital. And I'm so sorry that I wasn't there for you. I know you needed me. That made me felt really good. And the second thing that he said that really moved me, and this is what broke the yoke of rejection, abandonment. He said to me, and I've never told anybody about this because it's been very private between my dad and I, but my dad passed away a couple of years ago, and I felt the Lord wanted me to share this. But he said, Gerard, if you had decided to live a gay life, the homosexual life, I would have accepted you and your partner, but I'm glad you chose to live a Christian life. And when my dad said that, it broke. Everything broke. That rejection, that abandonment, it just broke. It just left my life. I have been so free from 2005 to today, June 14th. It happened June 14th. And it changed my life. And, you know, the Bible talks about the fruit of the Spirit. I did never experience the fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, long suffering, meekness, kindness, gentleness, faith, self control. I never really experienced that in the Christian life. But after my dad and I got healed, I could feel the God's fruit of all those fruit inside me. So I made a decision that's where I want to walk, and I could live that way. Before that, before I got healed, I was mean to my mom and dad. I was pretty angry, and I was so revengeful. Even though I felt I was a Christian, I was just dealing with so much rejection and abandonment. But God healed my relationship with my dad. So during these 15 or 13 years before he died, it's been a wonderful relationship with my dad. And I now experience not just my dad's love for me, he accepted me, and, but I feel God's love, and I feel his love is so strong in my life, Jesus. And, if you're living a gay life, you're not going to be happy. You could be happy for many years, let's say 30 years. But if your partner dies or whatever, you're going to be so empty, because I had an empty life. The gay life was so empty. But when Jesus healed me with my dad and brought the fruit of the Spirit so real in my life, it's been a wonderful life. It hasn't been easy, but I don't deal with the rejection, and I don't deal with the abandonment anymore. That's gone. So I'm very grateful that God did this for me in 2005. It meant a lot to me, and I'm so grateful that I'm free today. So thanks for listening.